Oh, hey, didn't see you there. I was too busy chilling, relaxing, being comfy. Come join me today as I show you how I built the coziest farm in Minecraft. It first started out with location scouting. We needed a real serene setting to bring us home to this cozy vibe. To help with that, we had some data packs. Terralith, as well as Dungeons and Taverns, added a bunch of new biomes and structures, giving us a bit of a vanilla plus feel. We ran around to start, gathering new crops, saplings, and basic starting resources on the way to finding our home base. Having spent a lot of time wandering, lollygagging, just getting lost in the world, admiring the scenery, the first night approached quickly. Not having a bed yet, I decided to wait out the night in a weird hole I found in the ground. We have a fair amount of wood, so we should be able to stay down here for a while. First zombie. Thought it was a cave. It was not a cave. Grabbed some resources and just stared at the sky, waiting for the morning to come. As you can see, the night is still in full swing here, and I'm really not feeling geared enough to be out there with all the mobs, so we're just gonna kinda hang out in a little hidey hole and wait until the morning arrives. Alright, sun is rising, and that means it is time for us to go. Oh, look at that gorgeous sunrise. That is so pretty out here on the water. After a little more exploring, we had finally found a location for what we'd make home. Placing a bed for our first night's rest, I was excited for all of the possibilities of this area. Bright and early the next morning, I got right to getting materials and setting up some basic farms so we could begin building. With only a vague idea of what I wanted to build in this area, I wanted to really define what does make a build cozy. We can start with the definition. Cozy, giving a feeling of comfort, warmth, and relaxation. Applying this to a building or atmosphere, I think we're going to be including a lot of natural, warm-toned materials. This is woods, stones, plants, as well as a lot of warm lighting. Using all these, I want to create a very safe and secure environment. So not having any builds too large or empty will be key. Clearly laying out these ideas is what's really going to help me be more confident in the building stage. Alright, so we just got a bunch of land cleared out. We have a fully blank canvas to work on our farm and continue building, as well as we gathered up a bunch of sheep and cows so we can get going on breeding them together. But before we expand to all the fields out here, I think we're due for a bit of a farmhouse for ourselves. I've been living out here, sleeping under the stars for quite a while now, so I think we're going to just jump to a time lapse of us building the farmhouse right here. I didn't really have a clear idea of what I was building here, but it being a starter house, I knew I'd want to use materials from the surrounding area. This would make it easier to gather everything we need to build, but also made it feel naturally placed in this setting. A couple of the key, less important details were I knew I wanted a front porch that we could chill out on and just kind of have a nice viewpoint of our soon-to-be farm, but I also wanted to incorporate a little bit of plants to bring life into the build. Alright, and the house is complete. Here we are, and this is going to be home for now. I think it came out great. Nothing about it is too fancy, just a little wood cabin, and it gets the job done. We'll have room for storage, cooking, crafting, as well as a bed in there to sleep through the night, so I'm super happy with it. I just kind of set up the interior as a blank canvas. As you can see, we got our bed, 2 furnaces, nothing over here yet. And then up here, we have some basic storage, not even organized, just threw it all in chests. So we got work to do to finish this off, but it gives us a place that's safe at night, so I'm pretty happy with it. Now that that's finally done though, we can definitely start expanding the farms, taking care of some of these cows and sheep, as well as getting some mining done because we're still pretty naked. I want some iron armor, maybe even diamond. It's time to get things moving here, so that's up next. We got right to business finding a cave and grabbing all the ores in sight. We needed everything we could get. The biggest win in the caves was a bit unexpected though. I just got a carrot from a zombie. We were missing those. Oh, that's such a good drop. I continued mining and barely made it down to Deep Slate when I ran into an abandoned mineshaft. Still feeling undergeared, with many goodies in the inventory already, I decided to play it safe and head to the surface, where we finally got armored. With that finished, it was finally time to start farming and building. This honestly felt like such a daunting task at first. Putting a lot of pressure on myself, building for a video, I decided to start small with tasks here and there, and ended up making a very free-form wheat field and waterfall. With one build down, I'd warmed up a bit and was in the flow of things. The builds were coming quick. I moved on to a potato field, placing crops in rows, and used a similar technique for some sweet berries on a patch of coarse dirt. The goal with both of these was to keep it small, cozy, natural feeling little patches of farm, nothing too geometric or grand. I then moved on and built up a small shelter and field for the cows. The shelter was pretty simple and straightforward, just using some woods and stones to keep the cows out of the rain or the wind when the weather would change. Alright, so now that our area is starting to take shape, farms are falling into place, and we kind of have a natural flow of everything that's going on, I just wanted to take a minute to plan for future spots and explain my thinking a little bit. So as you can see out there, we have 2 big landmarks across our river that I want to take advantage of. One being this beautiful view. I really want to make sure we maintain that. I love how the river kind of converges and goes towards that forest back there, and we have this wonderful mountain with the valley in between. It's just great. And then our second viewpoint is going to be that village over there. The castle is just perfectly on the horizon, especially with my render distance. It's just like asking to be framed perfectly. In order to preserve these viewpoints for the future, I just quick ran around placing some cobblestone outlines for where our next buildings would be placed. Alright, I'm running all out of cobblestone, and I want to use some stones for my next build, so we're going to go find a little cave and mine out a bunch of that. This looks just about perfect. This is cool. This must be from Terralith or something. What is this though? Look at that. What is that? I want to go figure it out. There's a lot of mobs though, so... Ooh, those are poison spiders too. Shield. Shield is necessary. Oh, they're fast. Oh, instantly got poisoned. Oh my gosh. Instantly. I did not do a good job of defending that. 6 more seconds, we should be good. Let's go check it out, and then we'll come right back. We're just here for cobblestone. I don't want to get too distracted. I'm just really curious. Okay, I'm confident about a creeper. These things, though. Why are they so fast? It's cool. Is there a specific spot I'm supposed to enter? Is it like a machine? It kind of looks like a machine of some sort. And we're in like a spider's nest type of biome, it looks like. With all these spider eggs and webs. Oh, and it's picking up the iron. Okay. This is cool. This is really cool. Let's see. Do they have some goodies in here? Oh! Lure, gold, glowberries. That's sick. Iron, copper. We'll get to start a little glowberry farm now. Moss. Nice. Excited to build with some moss. Lunge. Diamonds. Mending sword? What? Okay, these are our first diamonds. Protection. Protection 1 is alright, but... Efficiency 3 on breaking 3, I'll take it. Couple of bookshelves, I'll take it. Hey, you know, it's free. This is super cool though. Alright, another level. Let's see. Diamonds, sharpness. Dang, I really missed out on this earlier. Fire aspect 2? Don't mind if I do. Diamonds! Whoa, this is so cool. Boom. Okay. Well, I was here to grab cobblestone, but now my entire inventory is full. So, I guess we'll just fill the space that we have. We could get rid of the hoe. And, yeah. We'll fill the space we have. That'll be good. Alright. Well, let's do that real quick. After that slight side quest, with materials in hand, I began the most difficult build of this world. For some reason, I decided to make a 3-section, diagonal animal shelter. I felt like the diagonal shape fit the area the best and really created that frame of the scenery that I wanted. Deciding to do that though made the build itself really difficult. I was struggling and honestly took many breaks. This one build took me about 2 days just because every time I touched it, I'd get so frustrated. The main struggle here was the roof. I still honestly don't love it, but with the structure in, I put up the fences and got the sheep in so I could just move on. With all the animals in their separate barns now, I was able to take the space that they did use and made a small sugarcane patch out of it. For the last of the farms, I made a small area for carrots, mirroring what I did for the potatoes. Next up, I wanted to create a super cute little dock and fishing shed right on the nice river we had. I kept it all pretty contained and small to not block any of the view, but created a really nice area to relax, take it easy fishing, and hopefully gather up some treasures. To tie together all the work I just did, I made a path connecting all of the builds. This was a really straightforward task, but I ended up running out of materials and had to make a quick pit stop gathering more gravel. While running around looking for materials, we fell into a dungeon and had a bit of a close call. After narrowly avoiding death, we were able to open the chests and find a whole lot of nothing, so it was back to building. Our last build that I had planned was a windmill. This one came together surprisingly easy. Everything felt like it was falling right into place, other than the blades. These really should have been easy, but I was just messing up silly things and had to redo them a couple times. Finally, everything I had wanted to make finished, and I went to relax and fish before making my final touches on the world. God. Alright, well, here we are. Here is the village. Alright. We made, as you guys can see, a ton of progress. We got farms set up. We got some nice structures. Windmill. And I am super happy with this. This looks so cool. So cozy. I want to just spend my days lounging at this little cabin we got. One thing I wasn't able to go over in the time lapses is we got an interior completed here in the cabin. So I'll give you guys the little tour. And here we have the main room, right? Bit of an odd L shape, but we have a little bookshelf, crafting table, nice cozy fireplace, little sofa to sit on, paintings on the wall. Just somewhere to chill out at the end of a hard day out working in the farm. As well as we have our bed with a little loft on top for some storage. It kind of gets the job done with our rug. Nothing too fancy, nothing crazy, but create a little separation from the window and the door right here so that you feel protected when you're going to sleep. Then right here in the entryway, we have a bit of a crafting station right under the stairs. Just a tiny bit of storage, furnaces, stone cutter, crafting table. Pretty straightforward. And then we also kind of changed from the wood to the stone in the entryway so that we're not tracking our muddy boots into our nice area. We could kind of leave them here and whatnot. Then with the stairs up here, we just have a cozy little storage area. As you can see, it's not even filled up with all the chests, and we still have empty chests. I didn't end up using all of it, but there's some room to grow with the storage kind of tucked away here. We have some light sources that work for up here as well as down there in our entryway, with some sun coming in through our windows still. So I thought that this kind of was the perfect amount of space for our little starter cabin. And yeah, that's the interior. Alright, I want to grab some bones to be able to bone meal some grass and stuff like that to finish off our cabin farm thing. So we are going to try to not die over here tonight and kill some skeletons. Gathering up bones went as smoothly as it could have. Having some closer calls than I would have liked, we were able to gather 10 bones total throughout the night. We eventually called it, going home and getting some rest. Get in there where it's dry, warm up by the fire a bit after getting in from being all wet, and go to sleep. Oh, look what that arrow hit. Waking up in the morning, it started off a bit rough, but we still got straight to building and putting in the last of our decor. Bouncing around our farm, I was focused on adding lots of life. First was a wheat wagon. We wanted to make the fields feel used, and I thought this was a perfect way to show how we transport some of our crops. Sometimes in game, when you're trying to add atmosphere with fields and things like that, it's hard to make them feel like they're actually used or have a purpose, so I felt like a couple of wheelbarrows were a good way to show that, we're doing something with these. After that, we added a small campfire with some logs to show that we also like to just enjoy time outside. We didn't only work on this farm. We wanted it to feel cozy and comfortable to hang out at. Safety features were important as well, such as lighting up the roads using lampposts. I kept these simple for the most part, using spruce wood and stone, creating a small arch to hang a lantern from. Not only would this prevent mob spawns, allow us to see, but it would also guide the eye down the road and create more interest in our path. While lighting up the area, I decided to create a small arch for a glowberry farm. Not only would this allow us to harvest more crops, but it would also double as a light source. With that finished and the sun coming down, I got straight to torch spamming everything in our area before going back over in the morning and covering them with moss. With no pattern, it isn't a perfect science, but we still significantly reduced the mobs that would spawn in our area. The moss carpet on its own didn't look perfect right away, but coming right up, we'd smooth that out. Next was nature. I ran around placing grass and firefly bushes to make everything look lush again. When building and just focused on surviving in the area, I got rid of most of the grass so I could see things and it wouldn't be in the way while I was placing blocks. But now with everything in place, I wanted to make it feel alive once again. I also made a small garden, nice to look at and just hang out in. This had things like flowers, some azalea bushes, moss, and some pots. I wanted this to feel vibrant and have a lot of visual interest so that we could have a little bit more variety of color in our area. With all of those final touches in place, I feel like our goal was really complete. We had made such a cozy farm, somewhere where you could come, relax, and get to the core of that simple Minecraft gameplay. Did we make the coziest world in Minecraft? I don't know. You'd have to tell me, but I really enjoyed my time today, and I hope you did too. If you want to see more gameplay in this world, let me know. Otherwise, there's plenty more to come. Please like, subscribe, do all the things, and I will see you next time.